Welcome to Movies in a Nutshell. This is The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies, a 2014 epic high fantasy adventure film directed by Peter Jackson from a screenplay by Fran Walsh, Philippa Boyens, Peter Jackson, and Guillermo del Toro, based on the 1937 novel The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. After a failed attempt to kill the dragon Smaug, Bilbo and the dwarves watch from the lonely mountain as the dragon sets Lake Town ablaze. Bard breaks out of prison and is able to kill Smaug with a black arrow, along with the help of his son. Smaug's falling body crushes the master of Lake Town and his cronies who are escaping on a boat with the town's gold. As the people of Lake Town recover, Bard becomes the new leader of Lake Town and guides his people to seek refuge in the ruins of Dale. Thorin, now possessing the vast treasure in the mountain, searches obsessively for the Arkenstone, which Bilbo had previously found but kept hidden from him. Upon hearing that Lake Town survivors had fled to Dale, Thorin orders the entrance of the Lonely Mountain sealed off. Meanwhile, Galadriel, Elrond, and Saruman arrive at Dol Guldur to free Gandalf. They battle and defeat the Nazgul, but then are faced with a formless Sauron. Galadriel defeats Sauron in a duel of wills and banishes him and his forces to the east. Azog, marching on Erebor with his vast orc army, sends his son Bolg to Mount Gundabad to summon their second army. Legolas and Tauriel witness the march of Bolg's army, bolstered by orc berserkers and giant bats. Thranduil and an elf army arrive in Dale to reclaim a treasure once withheld from them by the dwarf king Thror. Bard asks Thorin for the share of gold previously promised to the people of Lake Town, but Thorin refuses. Gandalf arrives at Dale to warn Bard and Thranduil of Azog, but Thranduil dismisses him. Bilbo sneaks the Arkenstone out of Erebor and gives it to Thranduil and Bard so that they can trade it for the promised treasures and prevent a war. Thorin angrily refuses the proposal while Bilbo scolds him for letting greed cloud his judgment. Thorin nearly kills Bilbo but is stopped by Gandalf. Thorin's cousin Dain arrives with his dwarf army, and a battle of dwarves against elves and men almost ensues until Azog arrives with his army. The forces of Dain, Thranduil, and Bard, along with Gandalf and Bilbo, immediately band together against the orcs. A second front is opened when the orcs attack the people taking refuge in the city of Dale, forcing Bard to withdraw his forces to defend the city and his people. As the battle ensues outside the mountain, inside Erebor, Thorin suffers traumatic hallucinations of being swallowed up by gold before regaining his sanity and leading his company to join the battle. He rides with Dwalin, Fili, and Kili to kill Azog. Meanwhile, Tauriel and Legolas arrive to warn the dwarves of Bolg's arrival, and Bilbo volunteers to relay the news to Thorin using his magic ring to move through the combat unseen. Azog kills Fili as Bilbo and the other dwarves are forced to watch. Bolg overpowers Tauriel, then kills Kili, who had come to aid her. Legolas battles Bolg and eventually kills him. The great eagles arrive with Radagast and Beorn, and the orcs are finally defeated. In the climax, Thorin engages Azog in a vicious duel. Thorin is able to kill Azog, but is fatally wounded in the process. Bilbo makes peace with the dying Thorin, while Tauriel mourns Kili. Thranduil advises Legolas to seek out a Dunedain ranger in the north who goes by the name of Strider. Thorin is buried with the Arkenstone along with Kili and Fili. Thorin's cousin Dain is crowned king of Erebor. Thorin's company settles back into Erebor, and Dale begins to recover with Bard as its leader. Bilbo bids farewell to the company's remaining members and journeys home to the Shire with Gandalf. As the two part ways on the outskirts of the Shire, Gandalf admits his knowledge of Bilbo's ring and warns him of it, although Bilbo assures him that he had lost the ring. Bilbo returns to Bag End to find that his belongings are being auctioned off because he was presumed dead. He stops the sale and starts tidying up his home, revealing he still possesses the ring. 60 years later, Bilbo receives a visit from Gandalf on his 111th birthday. Thank you so much for watching Movies in a Nutshell. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you could be notified of our latest uploads.